Alright, good afternoon everybody. Now it's time for a VHS and DVD update for May 11th, 2017. Now I got these tapes back at near the end of April, and two of these DVDs that are at the bottom, I got those at two different stores way out in Keene, New Hampshire. These tapes, I know I didn't buy them, but somebody else gave them to me. We were going to do the cardboard ones, then the clamshells, and then the DVDs. So this could take multiple parts depending on how much I get through in this first one. But let's begin, shall we? First tape is the X-Files, and no, this is a movie X-Files. It has nothing to do with the well-known television series that starred David Duchovny, which was one of Fox's most popular shows. I'll show you the spine and the back. And it says 2 critic reviews, 2 thumbs up from Siskel and Ebert, and the second is smart, sexy, and sensational. X marks the spot, and it's kind of blocked. The critic reviewers on. But anyway, I'll show you the tape. Oh yeah, and there's the THX logo there. So yep, on a sticker label, Be Kind. And it says Be Kind, Rewind. That's also a movie title, but that one's never. And there's no print date for this tape. So, yep, that's the X-Files. Not much to say. Next up is the Frisco Kid, which stars both the late Gene Wilder and Harrison Ford. Not much to say about this one. But there's the spine, and the top and the back. And there's no critic review on this one. And I'll show you the tape. Also a sticker. And this one does have information. Yeah! Yes, it does have a print date. September 30th, 1991. So this tape has to be at least either a tape from 91 or 92. I can't remember when the actual VHS came out. But that's the Frisco Kid, and again, nothing. Now, these next 4 cardboard tapes, these are more well-known movies. And Harrison Ford also is in one of the other 3, but he's not in the next one I ought to show, because this next one's a real big cinema. This is the tape of Field of Dreams. This is also another one of the greatest sports movies ever done. Particularly with a few quotes, including most notably even James Earl Jones shouting, "Peace, love, dope!" But also the other well-known quote, whispering, "If you build it, he will come." It's often misquoted as "if you build it, they will come," but it's he, not they. Okay, here's the spine, top, and the back. 2 critic reviews. Magical and Moving Ride, stated by David Anson of Newsweek magazine, and An American Masterpiece, is stated by Pat Collins of WWOR-TV. Show you the tape, horizontal sticker label, and no print date. So, yep, if you ever want to see a great Kevin Costner movie from the year that I was born, do check Field of Dreams out. It's a great film. Next up is one from 1997. This is Air Force One, which critic review on the front states, breathtaking, gripping, nail-biting, edge-of-your-seat entertainment, stated by Peter Travers of Rolling Stone. Show you the spine, top, the back. Fast-paced, red-blooded action, it's kind of fun, but it's stated by Janet Maslin of the New York Times. And another says, buckle your seatbelts, Air Force One is a wild ride, stated by Steve Oldfield of Fox TV. Show you the tape. And again, no print date. Be Kind, Please Rewind also has that. Because this originally came from somebody who used to own this, probably got it at a store called Movie Gallery, which is kind of now defunct. But Air Force One still is a big movie. And these next 2 movies were both Oscar films in 1967. So they're turning 50 years old this year. This one won the Oscar for Best Director, and this is The Graduate. Which I remember seeing this film part of it in film class when I was in college. It is one of the best films with Hoffman, also with Anne Bancroft playing Mrs. Robinson, which it led to the famous quote saying, "Mrs. Robinson, you're trying to seduce me, aren't you?" And Mrs. Robinson, it was so good that they later inspired Simon and Garfunkel to do that 1968 #1 hit song, Mrs. Robinson. But the version heard here in the film is a little different than the single version that the duo released. In fact, Simon and Garfunkel hits are used throughout the movie as well, because there's a couple others, including both The Sound of Silence heard at both the beginning and end of the film, as well as others, including Scarborough Fair and any others that... Here's the spine, top, back. No critic review, but it is so fun. And it's in an ink label. But again, no print date. So that's The Graduate for you. And the next one is the Best Picture winner that year, In the Heat of the Night, and this is part of the MGM Contemporary Classics Deluxe Widescreen Edition VHS. That too also has a memorable quote with Sidney Poitier, which he says, that famous quote, "They call me Mr. Tibbs." Here's the spine, top, back, and altogether excellent film stated by Life magazine. Now, I've watched this movie before, but that was when I checked out a DVD of it at the public library. And it makes it a great police drama. And Rod Steiger won an Oscar for his performance as Sheriff Gillespie in that one too. Here's the sticker label, and the print date. And the print date is April 10th, 2000. So this is a later VHS. So that's In the Heat of the Night for you. And the next one's an educational one, another National Geographic. This is my second Really Wild Animals VHS, and this is one I've seen before when I was a lot younger. Adventures in Asia. That's one of my all-time favorites from there. Again, having Dudley Moore spin and the late Alan O'Day doing some of the songs, as well as some other singers. There's the back. I showed you the spine on top. Here's the tape. Print date is February 17th, 2003, which means this one's obviously a reprint, because we know these tapes came out back in the 90s, as you recall. So that's Really Wild Animals, Adventures in Asia. I recommend you check this out if you really love the late Dudley Moore voicing Spin. So, there you go. And that's the cardboards. Now let's go on to the clamshells. Next up, I've had a cardboard version of this. Now I have a clamshell. The clamshell version of Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory. Another Gene Wilder film. Here's the spine and the back. Delightful, a genuine work of imagination stated by Roger Ebert. And this is the 25th anniversary edition VHS, which means this VHS came out in around 1996, I believe. Anyway, let me open this up. Here's the ink label. And yes, it is 96, because the print date is July 29th, 1996. So, that's Mr. Wonka, Willy Wonka for you. Now, these next two I have VHS versions of before, but I got others, but they're kind of different ones. Next, we have another VHS version of A Bug's Life. This is not the Gold Classic Collection VHS. But I remember, I'll show you the spine and the back. All the bonus features and critic review. It delights everyone. Young, old, six-legged, stated by People magazine. As stated in the description. Yep, there's the tape. Blue lid, ink label. Print date is August 15th, 2002. So, that's A Bug's Life for you. Now next, we've got another VHS of a Goofy movie. The artwork is the same. spine. Critic reviews are the same. Same, I mentioned those in the long time ago in the past. I'm sure you remember them. But there's a difference. This one has a horizontal sticker label, because the other tape I've had for a long time has an ink label. And the print date is July 18th, 1995. So, that's a goofy movie for you. And I think I'll show the DVDs in the next part. So, this will be a 2-part video. So, stick around for that.